Hi there, happy 2026. Hope you're all well. Hope you're recovering from your hangovers. Hope you had a lovely night. What a miraculous time of year, especially now with 2026, what's going on, especially when it comes into this country's economy and businesses. Has anyone noticed that this year in particular, the British pound has devalued so much thanks to our current Chancellor, Rachel Reeves' policies? We thought in the past with what the Conservatives have done is really bad. 14 years of Tory rule, and they basically got the country from a bad situation, which was the 2008 recession, up to now, and we had one Prime Minister who was absolutely atrocious when it comes to the economy, which was obviously the one that lasted as long as a lettuce. Liz Truss. However, now thanks to Rachel Reeves with her new economic policies, cutting the two-child benefit cap, giving more benefits to illegal migrants coming into this country, things are getting a lot worse. Local businesses with their tax rises going up, British workers with their taxes keeps going up as well. The interest rates or inflation in this country is just going to get worse. And I generally believe that. Who is to blame for this situation? Because when I was starting my first ever job, which was 2008, back then, I was told, especially online and mostly online, that it was millennials, as well as the rich bankers and the evil rich businesses like, big names like Sir Richard Branson at the time. But millennials were too weak, too just lazy to do any actual work and just couldn't be bothered. And I was told that a lot from the baby boomer generation. However, now in 2026, the British pound could potentially be so devalued, the US dollar or even the Indian national currency might be stronger than the English pound. When you're in that situation, you know the country is in deep trouble. The last time Britain was so bankrupt, it had to go to the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, not the Tom Cruise IMF, but the International Monetary Fund, cap in hand, begging for a loan because our country was so bad, and that was over 40 years ago. That was in the 1970s. We in the United Kingdom might potentially be in that situation again. Farmers have been treated worse off. Local businesses are being treated poorly as well. They're all getting higher taxes and no support at all. And our current government does not care. Is it the Labour Party? Is it Rachel Reeves solely responsible for this economic downturn? Is it the illegal migrants on small boats keep coming into this country claiming huge amount of benefits, which from April onwards they will get more support and benefits and council housing, surpassing British workers or desperate British people wanting a home? Is it the current non-British families living in this country with massive families? Because don't forget, the two-child benefit cap will be scrapped. So if you're in large Muslim families, if you're in large chavvy families like back in the 90s with the Jeremy Kyle show, it'd be those people from the Jeremy Kyle show will benefit a lot more. You can be one woman with 5 different boyfriends with so many kids and you're going to be in the land of luxury because you get a free house, you get free cash. You're going to have benefits worth at least £70,000, which the average British worker will never reach. I mean, the average British worker will probably get about 25,000. Anyone that's on benefits will claim about as much as 70,000 upwards. Are they responsible? for this economic downturn? Or is it simply the woke people? The ones that do next to nothing but like to shout and talk rubbish, like protesting and things like that with the current situation in our world? Is it the woke solely responsible? Because most of them probably don't work anyway. And a lot of the woke people, at least 80% of them, are in fact supporters of Marxism. And out of those 80% of people who support Marxism, 5% of them are pure communist. Pure communist. But yet they do not like socialism. This is why you've got the Greens attacking the Your Party, which is the Corbyn Sultanan party. They do not get on, but they have similar views. Maybe it's in fact Marxists who actually do not like the idea why the British economy is going down, because they hate the Labour Party as much as the rest of the country. Marxists hate the current Labour Party, but they want the British pound so devalued it will be a cashless society. That's how communism could potentially work. It's a theory, but who knows? But what do we do to get out of this situation? That's the thing. It's really difficult because I'm a believer of public infrastructure. Things like HS2 needs to be done properly, especially better connections with London, Birmingham, Manchester. I can see potential in Birmingham, Manchester straight away being huge transit hubs, or certainly better infrastructure within the internet and so forth. And AI is also a main factor in all this as well. But we're doing absolutely nothing to support our infrastructure or promoting British businesses. We're doing literally nothing. We're not even safeguarding our underwater internet connections around the UK. The Russians are constantly going around disrupting them. Britain's under cyber attack constantly, daily. I mean, literally daily. And yet, our government apparently is doing nothing about it. I can guarantee you 100% in the British media, as we speak, there is no mention whatsoever of the economic downturn, how weak the British pound is. And yet when Liz Truss was in power, that's all the economists spoke of, that's all what the media couldn't stop talking about. As soon as Labour's into power, and they're doing the same crap as they did back in the 90s, giving benefits to the lazy people, the people who can't be bothered to work. Granted, finding jobs in the UK is really difficult as well, but why should I work my complete arse off, full-time, working my butt off, to someone that just cannot be bothered to work, just can't be asked? I'm sorry, no, I've had enough. I literally had enough. Something's got to be done. Something's got to change. And the way our economy is going, there's no question of a doubt, Britain might be in a depression. It won't be in a recession, it will be in a depression. And people using depression as a way of getting off out of work. When I was growing up, if somebody said that when I was growing up about depressed people not being able to work, they were just told, man up, get to work, just man up. Life's difficult anyway. We all know, we all got mortgages to pay, we've all got rents to pay, we've all got high food bills and so forth to pay. You deal with it, and when you're working, you get a better sense of responsibility and pride in yourself, and you can achieve so many things you want to do, like travel, buying a property, having a good lifestyle. But I feel like with our current economic climate going down, the only jobs that the UK might even have to consider may be prostitution. And there's going to be a lot of vulnerable people going into prostitution, which our own country, a lot of people do not like the idea of that. Now, prostitution, as we know, is a whole different situation, and I probably might do another video about that, but we are going to be in a situation that more people, more vulnerable people may have to look at other things to support their families. And especially in the working class, the lower working classes, they're going to struggle the most. So why should we be in a country which apparently you can just come in, claim benefits, and you live the life of Riley, or you could be a young teenager with at least 5 or 6 different kids from different fathers, and you get a luxury council house, state-of-the-art car, and all that stuff paid by the British taxpayer. Why should we be in that situation? Sorry, something's really got to be changed now. And our current currency, the way we're going to be so bad, I can guarantee you we'll be weaker than the US dollar, even weaker than the Indian rupee, whatever it's called. And our current government doesn't care. Maybe that's their goal all along. You decide. What do you think is right for this country to regrow its economy? Do you think Britain is getting a lot worse? Do you think Britain might get in a situation that it can bounce back? Because, you know, happy 2026, this country might be broke by the end of the year. Smart move, people. Smart move. Have a good one. Have a very positive 2026. Bye.